All right, all right, all right. Opening night hockey. Real, live hockey. Not these pretend practice games any longer. All right, so we got the Pittsburgh Penguins visiting Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. Should be a hell of a game. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, the way we do the recaps here, for the NHL teams, not just for the Panthers, but for the NHL recaps, I'm going to do a game preview right now. Then during the intermissions, after the first, after the second, I'll record a little small segment after that. And then obviously the post-game segment. A little bit different than the Panthers stuff where I obviously don't have the big intro and all of that. Now, in terms of tonight, obviously, being a Panther fan, I would like to see the Pittsburgh Penguins win the game. Number one, it's a good thing anytime Tampa Bay loses for me. Obviously, that's the start. But also, the Panthers open up against Pittsburgh on Thursday, so I would prefer Pittsburgh not to come in desperate to finally get some points in a game after getting none tonight. So at the very least, let's get this game to overtime and we can see Matthias later on. Now, Tampa Bay is at full strength for the most part. Everything I've seen, we're going to get to see Kucherov, who's actually going to play during the regular season. Isn't that nice? And the Penguins are not healthy. You got Jeff Carter centering the top line. Obviously, big guys with Malkin and Crosby are out. And a late game scratch is Mike Matheson, who tweaked something earlier today at practice. So he is out. And we're not sure, obviously, if he's going to play Thursday against the Panthers, which would have been his return to South Florida. So, there's that. All right, hockey. We finally have some real hockey tonight. Like I said, let's get this game. Let's start it off right. All right, let's get 4-3 Penguins in overtime. Let's see if that's the way it goes. All right, so no score after one. Pretty good hockey game. Nothing like the Panthers and the Lightning beating the crap out of each other, but that's another story. The Penguins pretty much carried the play for the first 3 quarters of the period. Then Tampa kind of started to get things rolling around. I think it's 14-7 shots. I would know that a little bit more with a surety if ESPN actually had a shot clock or, shots on goal graphic there with the score. They're not showing the shot. Get it together, ESPN. At the beginning of the game, they had the on-ice microphones way too loud, and you could barely hear the announcers, especially when puck was, around the net. And you guys got to show the shots on goal. This is not optional in hockey here, so get that together, ESPN. Rodriguez had a really, really good chance, and he kind of blew it. Had a pretty much of a mini breakaway. He had time to come in on Vasilevsky, but one move too many, man. He tried to dingle-dangle on Vasilevsky, and that's not how you're going to beat him, man. You just got to shoot that puck, get it off your stick. Other than that, Vasilevsky's doing Vasilevsky things, so Tampa Bay's got nothing to worry about there. No score after one. Let's see what happens at the end of the second. Well, if you had Dan Heinen and Brian Boyle giving the Penguins a 2-0 lead after 2 in this game, you're lying, because you didn't. Nobody did. So it's 2-0. And if you've been watching this channel long enough, you already know the rules here, okay? As soon as I bitch about a player, they're going to do well. However, as soon as I give a player kudos and talk nicely about them, they're going to immediately do something stupid like Vasilevsky did and basically give the puck away in the back of the net, behind the net, and boom, it's 1-0. And then he got beat 5-hole by Dan Boyle, which is the most un-Vasilevsky-esque thing you could ever do, which is what happens when I talked about how Vasilevsky was doing Vasilevsky things after the first period. So it's 2-0 Penguins, and considering the fact that I want Pittsburgh to win, I am not going to give any Pittsburgh Penguins any kudos. There's nothing positive that I'm going to say about them yet. Well, if you had Pittsburgh 6-2 with 3 empty net goals, again, you're lying. Nobody did. So, I made a few videos over the summer where I talked about, and especially I talked with Stu about this, where I said, and this is not rocket scientist stuff. Tampa's going to have a hard time emotionally, especially early on in the season. You win 2 cups in a row, it takes a lot out of you. Physically, mentally, emotionally, the whole thing. And you saw it there on the ice tonight. I still think they're going to be fine this season. I think they're going to be, they're going to be Tampa just like they always are. But the first 10, 20 games, it may take some things like pulling the goalie with 6 minutes left to get the engine moving a little bit. They looked fine when it was 6-on-5 there, no problem. But other than that, the rest of the night, it's hard to tell. A little bit of both. Pittsburgh played a good game. They played a really good road game. At the same time, Tampa clearly was just not. I think they just thought they were going to raise the banner, win the game, and be done with it. They were not emotionally, physically into that game whatsoever, and it showed at the end. And, Coop kept pulling. He left Vasilevsky just completely out. Even at 5-2, you thought, all right, maybe we're going to, but no, we're going to let it get to 4 goals and get to 6-2 there. So if you see the score, Andrei Vasilevsky is still Andrei Vasilevsky. He did not allow 6 goals. That did not happen. I don't think I've ever seen 3 empty net goals. And at the same time, Tampa Bay scored 2. So there was like 5 goals there scored like in the last 6 minutes. Made it a little bit interesting there, but Pittsburgh gets the win. So that's the end of that. Now coming up, Penguins got Florida. That's my first recap for the Panthers on Thursday. This is my 6th year of doing Panther recaps, so I'm looking forward to that. Pittsburgh comes in with the win, so that's good for us because they won't be desperate to get points. And they're going to see a different team on Thursday. Penguin fans, you're not going to see a team devoid of emotion like you did against Tampa tonight. So y'all going to have to bring it. All right. Good game, though. Good way to start off the season. Seattle and Vegas are getting ready to start right now. That game's going to be a little bit too late for me. It's already close to 10 o'clock or whatever the heck it is here. So not staying up to 1 o'clock for that. Got stuff to do tomorrow. Appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell so you guys know when I go live. I go live 1 hour before every Panther game. And as you can tell, I'm not just doing Panther recaps this year, but I'm going to be doing NHL recaps of whatever game I can find that interests me. And as a lot of it's going to be staying mostly in the Eastern Conference, but there will be some Western Conference games. I would have done tonight. I would have done a two for tonight, but that game's just a little bit too late for my blood. So appreciate all the support. I'll see you guys again tomorrow.